What's up, good people? Let's get into it. It's your boy Carcino here, live on the drive, in the middle of another snow attack that we don't need. Uh, let's go into it. Now, if Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, which he did, everything was, when he played for the Chicago Bulls, not if. When he played for the Chicago Bulls, played all of his 13 years there, won all of his championships, all of his glory was there. What if the Pistons in 1984 made a trade and got Michael Jordan? They could have done it. The Bulls were flexible. The Bulls were very flexible with moving the pick if they had something of value. Now not the Chicago Bulls, but Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons had a lot of success. They could have moved Kelly Tripucka and a lot of the guys that they had on the team at that time. They had Laimbeer. They made it up against the Knicks. The Knicks were the team to beat in that division, in the Atlantic. But that was who they needed, and they were going up against and contesting. So what they needed to do was to challenge at all times and compete. And with Jordan, no one knew what Jordan was going to be, but what if he went to the Detroit Pistons? See, here's the thing you don't know. Adrian Dantley was never on the team in 1984. Adrian Dantley didn't come to the team until like 87. So AD was only there for like 2.5 years. There's so many lies that's been told, and they make it into documentaries, and everybody runs with it like it's facts. So that's why people don't understand the truth when you tell it to them, because they've been submerged with so many lies. If Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, for the Detroit Pistons, they probably would have won a championship. But they would have had to get Michael Jordan's game under control. But they would have won multiple championships, and y'all would have still loved Michael Jordan. They were saying, yeah, but y'all wish y'all had Jordan. He didn't really need Jordan. Jordan didn't know how to win championships. He knew how to win individual games. He knew how to compete. But he didn't know how to win championships. There's a major difference from competing and playing and scoring a lot of points and knowing the game and how to win. You see, that's what Michael had to learn to do. He had to learn to win. Not just these individual great moments. And yes, it was aesthetically pleasing. They always show you how he put up 63 on Bird, but they don't show you that Boston won the game. They don't show you that because he wasn't winning. He was scoring, and he was a great scorer, probably the best scorer this league has ever seen. But he wasn't the best player. And that is why he kept losing to the Pistons. They said, would I love Michael Jordan if he was in a Piston uniform? If he started his career with the Pistons, yeah. But me knowing Michael Jordan for what he was, and we kept beating him, and then he went to join us, I wouldn't want that. I don't think he would have fit our style of play. With Isaiah at the helm and the leadership with Michael, they would have been hard to beat. Because Isaiah and Michael would have clashed, though, for leadership. But Isaiah would have got Michael to where Michael needed to be. because he don't have to worry about Isaiah, scoring points or controlling the basketball. With Michael and Isaiah on the team, it's like instant. Like Isaiah could play with anybody. He was a point guard, a true point guard. So none of this other stuff even mattered. Yeah, I was pretty surprised to see that people brought that up to my attention about the situation. And in totality, it was just not making any sense. I'm seeing a lot of things that just, it's not even, right. I don't see anything that's out of the ordinary or that jumps off the page with Bronny. He's just a young kid learning how to play the game in an organized fashion. That's it. So it's nothing that's jumping off the page. Especially nothing that says NBA, except for popularity. And that's what it's about nowadays. So, yeah, it's a joke, but, it is what it is, right? They would have won the ring a lot faster than being on the Chicago Bulls. Now, that's one of the things. I wanted to answer y'all question for you, but if Michael Jordan actually did that, Chicago would have hated it. They would have hated Jordan guts. They know it. They lauded themselves so much, man. That's another thing about like Bulls fans. They lauded themselves so much. It's like, are you serious right now? Are you truly, truly serious? Why would you even lie to yourself? Without a shadow of a doubt, like what time it is. Like for real, without a shadow of a doubt what time it is. If Michael Jordan left the Chicago Bulls and went to the Pistons and ended up winning the championship, y'all would have had a fit. Especially, like, let's say we back-to-back champions, and right in that new year, Michael leaves and joins the Detroit Pistons. We really didn't need Michael Jordan. That's the thing. Our team didn't need Michael Jordan. We were fine without him. We had Joe Dumars, so we really didn't need Michael Jordan. When we got Joe Dumars, the sky was the limit. Laimbeer don't see. That's what you don't. You guys don't know Bill Laimbeer. Listen, Bill Laimbeer. And the thing about him is, it's sad you don't know him. But Bill Laimbeer, who should be in the Hall of Fame this year in the new class announcements, going in with Ice Cube. Bill Laimbeer was one of the smartest minds in basketball has ever seen. But another thing about Bill Laimbeer that you needed to know is that Bill Laimbeer, in all actuality, did not function the way most of you may think. What he continuously did was push the bar forward. And if you're his teammate, he don't have any beef with you. Like other teammates that go to other teams, y'all are not friends no more. You're now the enemy. That's how it goes. That's the discipline. As long as you're his teammate, he's cool with you. But as long as you're not teammates anymore, he can't deal with you no more. That's the way it is now. You're the enemy. I gotta beat you. You're on the other team. Players that got traded and tried to stay in communication with Bill, He was real short with them. And he was like, man, what's wrong? He's like, you're the enemy now. It's just the way it is. That's how he thinks. That's how he moves. It's military mind. That's how Bill Laimbeer shifts. So as long as you're on his team, he's cool with you. Like Michael Jordan got teamed up with Bill Laimbeer for golf. They were like the best of friends. And he just was like, Jordan was weirded out by it because he's like, I can't stand Bill Laimbeer. And here we are paired up to play golf together. And he loved it because they were on the same team. He couldn't believe Laimbeer was being nice to him. Because it's not personal with Bill. Bill don't have a personal thing in his body about any of this. It's all to win a game. So if he's to do something to get you to react, that's your stupidity. That's getting you to react, getting you technical fouls, getting you ejected. It throws you off your game. That's how they won. It was cerebral. You could be the most athletic, the most talented. If they throw you off your game and you're so worried about them and worried about fighting, you're not even worried about winning. They didn't do Rick dirty. It was between John Sally or Rick Mahorn. Sally at that point could do a lot more. Rick is huge on the physical defense, but Sally is more of a shot blocker. He's long, he's athletic. You don't want to give that up. Plus, Rick Mahorn had bad back problems. And of course, I felt Rick should have stayed on the team and would have helped defend, but that's the NBA's fault. They kept expanding too fast, and now they go in the expansion draft, and right in the middle of the Pistons celebration, you're telling Rick Mahorn he's traded, And then he traded him to the Vancouver Grizzlies, who ended up moving Rick Mahorn over to the Philadelphia 76ers. After the Pistons said, look, let's make a deal. We'll give you draft picks. We'll give you these players here. We'll give you this player. Don't choose Rick Mahorn, and we'll give you this. We tried to make deals work. But this was the NBA trying to split the Pistons up. They wanted to end the bad boys. That was David Stern trying to end the bad boys. So we really didn't need Michael Jordan. As crazy as that might sound to y'all, it's the truth. We really didn't need Michael Jordan. Everybody else, maybe. They needed it. But as a unit, once we got Joe, we were set. But if we got Jordan before he ever played with the Bulls, let's say we get him in a trade with the Bulls in '84, then that makes sense. And we probably never get Joe, but we would win championships. We probably win in '86. '86, '87, we would have definitely been in the finals. Nobody in the East. Celtics wouldn't have been able to last. Isaiah would have made Michael better. The Pistons played in a system. They had their style of play, and offensively, everyone doubts our abilities, and that's why they lost games. We knew how to execute when it was time to execute. We drew up plays. We had our stretch five. We had high pick and roll. way before it was even thought of, and won championships. And when the game get to a certain point, it's Isaiah's time. Isaiah would take the game over and close the games. It was the most unique thing I've ever seen in basketball history. We had the first six-man of the year, really, and Vinnie Johnson just come along and heat up the whole court in 15 minutes. The greatest three-guard rotation in NBA basketball history. And, I mean, we just didn't need Jordan. So, when you say Jordan on the Pistons, I don't know what you mean. Like, if you're saying Isaiah and Jordan switched places, okay, let's say that. Let's say Isaiah was on the Bulls and went to Chicago, and Jordan went with the Pistons. I would have been a Chicago Bulls fan. That's how that would have worked. Not because of Michael Jordan, because Isaiah Thomas, where he went, I went. Isaiah Thomas was from Chicago, greatest player I've ever seen play. He went to Detroit, I'm in Detroit. That's how that works. There was never a Piston-Bulls rivalry before until like 88. They were not as talented as a team to beat us. Michael had some good individual games, but at that time they weren't together. The personnel wasn't there, just was. And then when Scotty got there, he wasn't mentally tough enough to deal with, what was coming with Detroit. But by the time 92 came, the Pistons, that was like their last run. They were done at that point, and that was the end of the Bad Boys in 92. They had a run from the 80s to the 92. The year after that, Isaiah's going to retire in 94. And right along with Laimbeer, they both out of there, leaving out together. So everything was changing. It was the Bulls' time at that time in 92. They were the new team to go forward. But there was no competition for them like that. They never had any real comp. Like, they had Patrick Ewing in the Knicks. That was their guys. Pat and them never knew how to win. We used to beat them. And then Pat is getting older. So even when Jordan was out, they couldn't get it done. My cousin knew the players from Hoop Dreams. My cousin knew them. They were at the same school. She's actually in the movie Hoop Dreams. Rest in peace, Tina. She was actually in the movie Hoop Dreams with them. I want Lamar Jackson to win this Super Bowl so bad, so he can shut these fools up. I like Hoop Dreams, but I like Soul in the Hole a lot better. Hoop Dreams just that it's Chi-Town. So it's like I love that. It's just because it's from my city and all those. That was like Growing up, that was like our story. Then later on, when Soul in the Hole came out, that was it. And the Soul in the Hole soundtrack. The Clippers are. The Clippers are catching up to the Lakers as they're right now number 5 all time and like the top grossing teams in the league. The Clippers are 5th. And when this new stadium gets finished, the Lakers are going to fall behind them. They've already taken over LA. The Lakers are done. They got all this marketing and they're done. The fans have spoken. They earn their net worth is about 5.6 billion or something like that. It's like 5.6 or a little higher than 5.6 billion. The Lakers net worth as a team is about 6.4 billion or 6.6 billion, around there. The Golden State Warriors 7.8 billion. They're number 1. They got the Lakers beat by $1 billion. By $1 billion. Let that sink in. The Knicks is right there, right next to the Lakers at number 2. They like teeter-tottering, but it don't matter. They ain't even touching Golden State, which is at $7 billion. Now imagine if the Clippers win a championship. And they doing it with no marketing. They don't even market the Clippers. He not only made the whole team fall down in that little clip you saw, the whole 1990 finals where he won MVP, he set the record for three-point shooting in that finals. That man shot about 80% from 3 in the finals. I've never seen anything like it. Isaiah couldn't miss. Beat them in 5 games. A team that was picked to take us 7 games. We hadn't beat them in 30 some years in Portland. It went back to like 1974. We haven't beat them. It was like the 2nd game in Bill Walton's career. We hadn't won in Portland since then. And in 1990, in the NBA Finals, we swept them all 3 games in Portland. They didn't win 1 game. In their home court. They lost all their home games and lost the championship. We didn't need Michael Jordan. We know what we had. So when you say Jordan on the Pistons, again, I want y'all to think about that before y'all say it. I want y'all to bounce that ball around in your head for a little bit, let it float around, so everybody can kind of think on it for a minute and say, okay, I got it now. Yeah, okay, it's registered. So I would say this to say to y'all, thank y'all for everything, man. Thank y'all for staying with me. Like they say, thank you for rocking with your boy. Shouts out to Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV, Kwame Brown Bus Life, Ticket TV, and I'm